quarterfinals, but the absolute bat silencer is Nebraska pitcher Jordy Bahl, who will face that potent Penn State offense here today. It is quarterfinal Thursday, one of 4 games, and our first one features the 11th seed, the Penn State Nittany Lions, against the number 3 seed, Nebraska Cornhuskers, making their debut at Bittinger Stadium in this year's Big Ten softball tournament. Easier said than done, right?
Absolutely.
And hitter. So one batter face, one batter on.
They were able to get it down.
And Gordon puts it into play. There is Sammy Bland, who makes the play at third base. No problem. She's like an old vet over there now. Stapled into this 3-hole in this lineup from yesterday to today for Penn State. That gets away from Breadwell. Rick's coming over to third base.
The give, does this net give? You saw hers pop up firing right away.
So advancing on the wild pitch. Ground ball again, looking it back. And the out is made. And again, important there. 2-1 the count now on Brunson. Drills it to left field. That gets in Ricks. And Penn State, just like that, has tagged Jordy Bahl and Nebraska with the first run of the game.
Moving Brunson from 2 to 4 is exactly so she could be in situations like this. An RBI hitter going opposite field, hitting it on a line. Jordy Bahl is going to supply you the power if you can just find that timing with your barrel.
Yeah, Clarissa Crowell and the head coach, and this is Penn State coach. 3 balls, 1 strike to Barbonente. Goes right at Bahl. Boy, Penn State is kidding to the Nebraska pitcher here early. And a 2-out single for Barbonente.
Barbonente continuing to stay hot. This ball is going to come on the inner half, but she is so quick on her turn, keeping her hands inside the barrel, shooting it back up the middle. This is a Penn State team that is chalked up on the back of the box. And so far, that has worked really well for them as they are not overwhelmed by the speed. As a freshman now in the box.
The full count struck her out, went high upstairs. And gets Bahl to pop up to the right side. Chasing it down is the right fielder Brunson for the first out. It's a big out to get Bahl.
In the nation, on top of that, 14 different players have hit home runs, 13 with multiple ones.
Hard ground ball to the shortstop, Walters. And 2 up and 2 down in their program history. And Kuzak draws the walk. So the first base runner here with 2 outs for the Cornhuskers. Olivia DiNardo is the next batter. Also a transfer, hard ground ball, the backhander to Walters, and an overthrow. There's some of the woes here by this Penn State defense, trying to get the runner safe. As Kuzak makes her way over to third base, trying to take that extra base, and it pays off.
It's a good job by Kuzak on the slide.
And they got runners at the corners. A wild pitch, and we're tied as Kuzak comes home and plates Nebraska.
A little bit of bobbling allows her to be in, but this is something to take note if you're a runner, how quickly it can come back, and a good job by Kuzak. Slight hesitant equally at the plate in her craft.
And Walter. We noticed that Jordy Bahl threw 24 pitches, but Volpe's already at 22 here.
Been known for their offense. It's something you haven't been able to say about the program, as they've set records, home runs, RBIs.
Another wild pitch, and so both runners will advance to second and third here for the Huskers. And control issues now for Volpe.
A bit nibbling, especially within a rise ball at that height.
Volpe deals, and a hard-driven ball to right field. It goes off the wall. 2 runs will score for Nebraska. And Squire making her way over to third base. And a bases clearing triple for Abby Squire.
Abby Squire goes in a long at-bat, and then she waits for the off-speed, perfectly timed, stays within her legs, able to go down and get it, and delivers a huge swing.
Second triple of the season for Squire.
Within this lineup, understanding her RBI position.
Walked her. So now a couple of walks. All of this has happened with 2 outs too, by the way. And Bacon will trot over, scoot her way over, maybe a better like that's only 3.
Love a pitcher when she knows her count.
Well, you got to, right? So the full count. Drives one. Squire will score. Bacon will score. Nebraska plates another couple. And Bradwell picks up a couple RBI on that single with 2 outs. The Huskers.
So now I could drive in this hit. A great job pulling an inside pitch. This Nebraska team does so well at shooting the middle of the infield with line drives, and then 2 outs, runners are in motion. Bella Bacon never hesitating, rounding third base.
And now it's a 5-1 advantage in a blink of an eye. And obviously the twin sister of Hannah. Nebraska knows twin sisters in this program really, really well. Here's the 2-2. Went chasing, and so Hernandez does her job.
Go-to pitch.
Which when someone has been in it as long as Rhonda Revelle, it's fascinating. Over 3 decades here of coaching, but the 2-2 and the second strikeout for Ball. For Penn State, the first Big Ten team to record an earned run against Jordy Ball in the first inning. And swinging away, and strikeout number 2, and now Ball's starting to heat up a little bit in the circle. Or bring it across.
Umpire's like, I see you trying to sell it.
That's right. Ow! Ball is suddenly balling. Ends the inning with center field and right field, who yesterday took in those 4 games. There we are. You can see us. And a leadoff walk here to Jordy Ball, who flew out in her first time up. And chasing that one in the second strikeout for Hernandez.
And I love the element of surprise. You're getting everybody's best stuff the first time. Although the chess matches are also fun.
Walks her. And so a couple of walks deal free passes here to Ball and now Kuzak. Yeah, just 9 coming into this outing, just 9 strikeouts for the season for Hernandez. A hard ground ball through the infield, and Ball will come around to score the 6th run here for Nebraska. Good contact by DiNardo.
DiNardo, understanding she was going to get something down in the zone, delivers her barrels. That one's a little bit elevated, quite frankly, but pulls on it just hard enough to get outstretched hands of Barbonete. Field.
Camison, a fly ball to left field. Runner tags, and Kuzak scores, and it's a 7-1 ball game.
Camden doing such a nice job hitting, attacking the drop ball low in the zone, extending her barrel through the bat, and then Kuzak staying firmly planted on third base. That's how the catch is made. Not even a throw attempt. That's what this Nebraska team does so well.
The Penn State starter, and her first at-bat facing Hernandez. The runner goes diving head first is Williams, who's safe at second base. So Squire steps in. Remember, Williams now the pinch runner there at second base. And Squire puts it in the air. Two Penn State defenders there. And it is Brunson who makes the play and calls off second baseman Barbamente.
And she has found a way to pound the zone.
The 1-2 to Gordon, who just floats it to the second baseman, Kamazin. Against Clausewitz. And she flies out to right field. And so a couple of fly ball outs, one to Kamazin in right. Ground ball right back to Ball, who fields her position. And the first 1-2-3 inning for Nebraska.
It's 43 feet from the mound to home plate.
Her first plate appearance, she drew a walk and scored a run in that 5-run first inning. As she pops it up in the infield, and tracking it is Gordon for the first out.
That's why throwing that drop ball does just enough to separate how similar her and Volpe are.
Oh, her 5 saves, you saw that graphic. And a ground ball through the 5-6 hole for Ava Bradwell. Deep level, and not just the program, so you can imagine how much it means for them to be Huskers. Ground ball to the third baseman, Gordon, who gets one at second base. The stretch is there. It's a double play for Penn State.
For Nebraska in the bottom of the third, no runs, one hit.
For Nebraska natives. And so many came from the portal. So not only did they recruit talent, but they recruited people who are from Nebraska to come back home.
Barbamente goes upstairs and misses everything. And not the way that she wanted to place that bunt. Right to Bella Bacon, the first base. See softball, right? People tune in on the TV. They want to show up in the stands to watch a player like this. And she changes speeds. And another strikeout. 6 strikeouts on the day. Yeah, that's certainly unusual. You see coaches are trying to get games in as Ball. It goes off the glove of Gordon. And Ball is safe at first.
Because after you run through first base, you have to stay so careful in terms of where you turn.
This is Bland letting down the bunt, and another error here by this Penn State defense, a throwing error. And everybody's safe here for Nebraska.
Has found a way to take the pressure off her back and really get back to her swing.
And draws another walk. She's so good at that. The most walks on the team. And with the bases loaded.
Especially as Donato, somebody who swung the bat well earlier today with a huge hit towards right field.
And strikes her out. What a pitch there by Britton.
One pitch at a time.
Yeah, and a home run is not needed in this kind of situation. Just get barreled to Ball. Right there, a hard hit ground ball. They go to home. And Ball is thrown out there at home plate. Does she throw it again on a full count? That's the big question. Ground ball to the shortstop, and the out is made at second base. So Penn State, like you had said, Sydney, holds Nebraska scoreless in the
door. But Nebraska could have easily let this get out of hand.
Now, Paletti is your pinch hitter for Penn State. Gianna Paletti. Another strikeout victim, though, against Jordy Ball.
Ball to Penn State to stepping in the box and being ready against her early. However, since then, she's found a way to attack the zone early and get them to expand.
Yeah, K's across the board since that second inning. And another one, this one looking back to back. Yeah, with 2 strikes. Strikes out the side, and 9 Ks for Jordy Ball. Yesterday, working 4 games here again today. Here's Bella Bacon, and she drives one to right field and couldn't corral it. And Brunson there in right field. It was in the glove and then popped out. Driving it to center field. The catch can't be made. It's off the wall. And Kaneda coming around home, and Nebraska now has a +7 advantage on the scoreboard.
For Kaneda to come in this at-bat, it's the dugout, the hitters that can come in that sometimes make the biggest difference for Nebraska. Finds a way to be on time, deliver her barrel, and Brunson having to go all the way to the wall. It's a good job running in this situation. Nice job settling into this count, really seeing a lot of pitches to work to be on time.
Hard grounder to the shortstop, looks back the runner Maleka and gets the out at first base for the first out of the inning.
Walters.
You agree with this situation?
I think it's a tip your cap to Jordy Ball, and so far they've been successful against Bland, right behind her with 2 strikeouts on the day.
All right, so still 1 out though for Nebraska. Bland ground ball. The play's made at third base by Gordon, and now 2 away. Could Nebraska in back-to-back innings with runners in scoring position not be? Ground ball through the infield. Ball is being sent home for the possible win, and Nebraska walks it off in the run rule and is off to the tournament semifinals, winning 9-1 against Penn State.
Their 23rd run rule of this season, coming by none other than Ava Kuzak, who has been lights out these last few weeks. But you have to look at Jordy Ball, what she did at the plate, and most importantly, what she has done on the mound. 5 complete innings on top of 9 strikeout performance.
One last look at the Kuzak hit to end it.
Just enough up the middle. Not trying to do too much, but the thing with 2 outs is you have your runners in motion and Ball with so much speed.
And Nebraska celebrating 39 wins here on the season and getting to the Big Ten tournament semis. We'll wrap it up after this.